there you go. There's Zeri. Definitely don't want to give that over towards the second ban rotation. And this is where I expect to see perhaps a blind Baron laner. And that would be a good one, actually. A Gwen would be a very good blind Baron laner because there's very few things you can put against a Gwen in a losing matchup. Same could be said for a Camille and a Fiora, and maybe even a Jax for that matter. So one of those 4 choices, I'd say, is a pretty good one. But Camille would be the least surprising. There you go. There's 3 more picks to go on both ends. Alistar. Okay, bottom lane already locked up here for Invade. Yeah, interesting priority. They went for a Varus there. So this could be something that NAOS might not be expecting. But either way, now sticking to what they know works. Jax, of course, and Zeri, Gragas, all very, very powerful picks right now. It makes a lot of sense here for NAOS Esports to prioritize. Second rotations of ban coming through. Lots on the table here. Vi banned on out. Fiddlestick's gone out of the table. Jungle seems to be the priority here on both sides.
Exactly,
Evelyn's still up for grabs. So it still could be picked up here. Kha'Zix too.
Let's see. I mean, they could just ban out either of them or none of them. Still gonna depend. But I actually like this Camille pickup solely because, you know, you can just... Oh, it was a Yone ban. You can Hextech Ultimatum Zeri in. And you can just, you know, go with the follow-up for... the support can go in with the follow-up. So Zeri will not be able to make her way out of the lockdown. Jax is this crazy late-game champion again with the surprising damage, with the stun. So I'm really excited to see how NAOS will be able to utilize that. Olaf has been banned out by Manila NAOS. That's the first Olaf ban for the day, I believe.
First Karma ban as well. Wow. Teams really have done deep homework between each other. There's still a couple of things that they can pair up here with each other's comps. Yeah, like I said, Evelyn, Kha'Zix, both still up for grabs. It is going to be more of a team fight, or rather more of a pick-oriented comp here so far for NAOS Esports. But I definitely would love to see the Jax in action. We've only seen, I believe, Jax once today, and it was particularly powerful. So I am wondering why we're not seeing more of Jax, contrary to yesterday, where I think we saw 5 out of the 6 games we saw a Jax.
It was a lot.
Yeah, but now Aatrox's getting locked on up. Okay, that's gonna be for the jungling side of Invade. So Mitsura, or rather the Jax, playing up against Camille. Vladimir are gonna be locked up here. This is one of the things that is annoying to play against in solo queue, right? Because you would think Vladimir takes a lot of time to ramp up as a late game scaling champ, but in reality, not so much. It goes by so quickly. By the time you realize that Vladimir's got 2 items, he's rolling over your entire team. And yeah, it's really hard to deal with. And there you go, both comps locked up. It's a double ADC again, this time for NAOS, putting the Zeri in Mitsura's hands down in the mid lane. So this is going to be interesting here for both sides.
Everyone going with the high fives. Everyone hyping themselves up with all this pick and bans already locked in for game number 1. I cannot wait to see how things will pan out, you know, once we are in the Rift. One thing I can expect from Manila NAOS though is that Mitsura usually goes over to the Dragon Lane side to help. So if you're up against 2 ADCs, that hurts in the mid or late game. Early game, you should be able to sustain yourself.
Invade is going to play around their comp.
I like it, being able to play around their comp. We are only going to be seeing that once we do jump into the Rift, which will happen in a few seconds. Here is the final look of their champions and their drafts at the stadium. Without further ado, this will be Series number 3, game number 1, Bangkok Invade versus Manila NAOS. Mitsura immediately seeing out Bluff X. See, I told you, early game, they would most likely pressure Mitsura's lane.
Yeah, Mitsura actually still chipping down Bluff X. And this is a very hard laning between Vladimir and Azari, because when you lane against a Vladimir, you don't want to go for trades because Vlad is the king of trades. He's just gonna steal your HP away. The key with fighting against a Vlad is with all-ins. And the problem with that is when you're playing a Azari, you can't necessarily all-in because you don't deal enough damage yet in the early game. So it's gonna have to be a stalemate here in the early game, which is what Vladimirs love going for. They love going for stalemates. They love going for lanes that are safe, that doesn't have anything happening to him, that doesn't pose a threat to all-ins. And that's deadly here. Meanwhile, bottom side, Bank almost going down.
Almost, but you know, it won't reach, sadly, Saya's range, but he is coming back. They see here's the thing. I know Raz's Q is gonna hurt a lot, but Mirmo and Saya has more feathers, quite literally. There's more combos, there's more range, and there's more reach that Mirmo can do. Here comes Squid in the back line, flashing in. They're gonna go all in towards the back. They are under turret. Mitsura is here as well. Try Pro Pam is there. Margot will be able to survive. But here are the other members of Invade. Mirmo might try to recall, but he will do so again under turret. Bluff X was forced to leave his lane, but was not able to get anyone.
Insane stuff coming out of the jungler here from NAOS. Flashing over the wall, didn't even use the jump, gets exhausted, still gets the execute somehow for the first blood here for NAOS Esports. Beautifully executed off the back of that play from Mirmo on the chip down. Let's take a look at just how that happened again. Mirmo had a 1v1 and then the flash through the wall right there from Fate into the skill 1. And Margot surviving as well. Nice execution from NAOS on the turret aggro as well. That's the first blood on the board. Really quick stuff here from the NAOS squad.
So far, it is a very good early game. But again, 2v1 on the mid lane. Thankfully, there is a fresh row of minions to defend Mitsura. It was a good plan to force the honey fruit out, so Mitsura will not have any safety, or won't have the safety net in case they will decide to go with a dive. Mirmo took some damage there, but he is still a-okay. And it looks like the ADCs are quite literally left to fend for themselves.
True. And Mirmo seems to be having a field day with it. Bank struggling to keep up with Mirmo so far. That's a good indication for now, which calls upon the reinforcement on both sides. Margot and Thai Pro back in that dragon lane. Meanwhile, the rest of the squads, or the rest of the players, actually quiet, especially Baron lane. Not a lot of skirmishes happening in the Baron lane, which is quite surprising to me. Typically, people limit test the amount of damage that Jax can put out in this early game, which is surprisingly a lot. But Margot reinforcing that middle side, so it relieves a little bit of pressure against Mitsura. Again, I go back into this matchup into the mid lane of a Vladimir, because laning against a Vladimir is very, very unique, because Vladimir never runs out of resources, doesn't have mana, remember, only has cooldowns, and the only resource that Vladimir plays with is that HP, which gives a very unique type of playstyle for a Vladimir, which is why you really have to watch a Vladimir. Vladimir is so good at trades, because that's the way his kit works, is with trades, with trading HP for damage. And now he's getting caught off here by Margot.
Ooh, body slam coming onto Bluff X, and right on cue, Fate is there, and for some reason Mitsura is there as well.
Mitsura
shows how clean their comms are, but that is gonna be the piercing arm connecting onto Mitsura. You have Margot left at that fight, but he got taken down as well. It was a good attempt. It was a good one for the books, but Invade was just able to respond very, very quickly. And again, That was a very good piercing arrow from Varus.
Yeah, beautiful snipe down there from Bangkok to actually get the execute, get the shutdown, and get the answer back onto NAOS Esports. So aggressive here. Bluff X getting caught off guard. Uses everything in his arsenal to try and survive. Flashes through the wall, but NAOS, you know that they want to secure that kill either way. Again with the turret aggro shuffle, but he's not expecting that. Drake actually secured this time as NAOS runs for the hills.
Now that is Margot being taken down. So without a complete lineup, NAOS, they decided to let it go. Invade slowly but surely. We see how strong and how intense their lineup is, how much damage they can dish out at such an early amount of time. And I need to tell you this, we haven't seen a good chain of corruption yet from Varus. When we do, which most likely we will, because NAOS always wants to group together, right? It could be a good opening for Varus.
That is true. I don't think he's even used it once here, so it's gonna be a big investment once they do that. But NAOS, of course, willing to give away the trade of objectives. They take the Drake, and Invade will be the ones to take the Rift Herald away. So it is back to the gentleman's agreement for now. Both teams taking a step back and slowing things down a notch as Shelly gets popped towards that middle side. Mirmo trying to chip it down one. Things whittle down again one more time. I'm waiting for the time where our top laners get ganked by one of our junglers. Azrael has been doing a pretty good job of keeping Calm at bay for now.
Yes.
About a couple of minions ahead in terms of XP as Calm looks for a little bit of an engagement. Margot is around the area. Bit of a confidence boost from the teammates as the Counter-Strike comes on. Again, both teams not looking for anything too drastic at the moment. NAOS, they had a pretty good first minute of the game, but kept in check. Yeah, they're kept in check by Invade now.
I have to say, let's pivot back to what you said about the Baron lanes. This is arguably the closest Baron lane matchup I've seen.
True, today.
It's not because, well, sure, it's because it's a Jax, but there's also the sort of, never mind, here's gonna be the mid lane. I think that jumped in straight from NAOS. So Bank was forced to fling himself back under turret. Apparently, there was no quick damage follow-up. At the very least, NAOS quite literally was able to push back their threat. Mitsura tried to get some information, some vision onto the left side of the bot lane. Wasn't able to spot anyone. But now, it seems like Fate is looking for a good opportunity to jump. But again, NAOS, they really value their team fight. They might not force this, especially because Mitsura is away down here near the turret at the bottom lane.
Yeah. Take a look at how proactive Margot and Thypropam is. Just constantly asserting vision. Margot looking for opportunities with that body slam. And now they're going in for more, Yuko.
They are. Let's see, the body slam will connect. Apparently, no. Margot just threw out a barrel. Bluff X taking quite damage. But hey, that's Vladimir. Quite literally a vampire. He just needs blood and he's a-okay. So he's still alive. But now it looks like NAOS saw that as not worth it if they want to force a fight. So they will be letting it go. We are almost at the 9-minute mark. No one, and I mean no one, is being caught out yet again.
Yeah, no engagements. Past, I would say 5 minutes or so. But Typro is deep behind enemy lines. Mitsura might be caught in the middle.
Oh no, there good. That's maybe Typro, Pam, we film everything. Mitsura again taking so much damage. He is being chased down by 2 champions. Margot forced to body slam back in front of Bank. Miro at the back line. Fate is there as well. Looks like the 3 champions from Invade is going all in on Miro. Miro being able to pop out with a Feather Storm. He is a-okay. But still, it was a kill going over to Invade.
Yeah, again, another punishment there for Invade. This time, the lack of flanking, or rather, the lack of wards in their own jungle. NAOS didn't even know that they were pincered inside of their own vision of control because they didn't have vision of that outside of the Tribush. Typro has been hanging there the longest time, which is why Mitsura got caught up like this. Nice little setup right there from Typro Pam with such patience, waiting for the position to be there for their teammates. And after that, it was just easy rolling. Here comes another fight after the Drake.
Hoo-hoo, never mind. That's gonna fight after fight. Calm jumping back in. Barret's being able to take Fate down. Mirmo is still pretty much unreachable. Margo in front of everything, being the tanky tank that he is. And now Mitsura chasing down Azrael. Being able to get the kill. Now they're under turret, but so much damage coming up from this Zeri. Sadly was not able to finish off Vladimir, but that's okay. NAOS will take that victory.
Yeah.
So earlier in the replay that you were analyzing, the reason why Invade was confident to push that is because there's no Mirmo, there's no Saya. But now they're complete and NAOS was able to get that victory, and now Calm was able to take down Aatrox and another turret.
Yeah,
so far so good for NAOS. Stable game. I wonder what Invade could do.
Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at that one more time. The Drake secured once again by NAOS as the flank is massive from Calm there. Counter-Strike goes back and leaps in the middle of the fight, and Calm somehow survives. Look, the Counter-Strike back into safety as NAOS is set up. Look at the double ADC setup. This is where NAOS' composition shine. When they have the front to back, you know that Mirmo and Margo, Mirmo and Margo are going to have that set up for success, and then they're just going to go ham with the fight, especially when you have the Jack set up like that coming in from behind.
I have to say this, okay? We have triple M from NAOS,
Yeah.
which is weird because NAOS is letter N, but the Margo, Mirmo, and Mitsura trio. Mirmo and Mitsura, they're safe. They're literally so safe at the backlines. Margo, being Gragas, you know, he's tanky. He has a lot of ways to jump in and out of sticky situations. It works so well for NAOS. On top of that, Calm is having a very, very good game.
Yeah.
Yes, his KDA is not that high, but he was able to hold his ground, get enough gold that he needs, and once he reaches level 13, maybe he's gonna be unstoppable. I mean, level 12, right? He is able to push his opponent away. Beautiful explosive cast from Margo! And with that, it's the victory and the kill going over to Calm. Jumping back into the mid lane. Now that's gonna be the laser connecting onto one. Fate being able to clear the waves out. Will they be able to defend the turret? They are able to do so.
Yeah.
But now it's Margo back in the mid lane. The support is everywhere. He is omnipresent, basically. But let's see if they're gonna try to force a fight.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. And I want to circle back to your point, the reason why... Hold that. Seems like they're looking for something here. Fate might be caught off. But no, okay. The reason why Calm is having a good game is because Azrael gave him a neutral lane on that 1v1 in the Baron lane, and that's the last thing you want as a Jax. Typically, when you're playing against a Jax, you want to cripple Jax's early game. But as we remember, in the early game, almost nothing happened in that early game for the Baron lane, which is why Calm is now reaping the rewards. And now another fight breaking through. Fate caught off in a bad position.
They're breaking free, much like High School Musical, but someone that's not breaking free is Calm, because instead he is the one taking so much damage. He is forced to go back, and now Margo and Mirmo, again, very close to each other, being able to force Invade away. They saw Mitsura from the mid lane. It's not really the best idea to allow Zeri access from your backline. So I think it's a good call for Invade to just let this one go. For NAOS' side, they don't have Calm. There's no Jax. There's no solid stun. There's no solid frontliner. I mean, there's Margo, but you know, 1 is not equal to 2. They decided to let it go as well. They need to just stick with their cooldowns, wait for another engage from Calm. Speaking of Calm, he's right there. And maybe force a 2v3, 4v2, because NAOS always wants to win with numbers.
Of course, as you would with most MOBAs, right? Here we go. Calm doing Jax things, just trying to press on one singular lane as Margo's found a straggler. Double knockup connects from Typro, but is Invade going to connect? Are they going to commit? Calm is right around the corner. Here comes going in.
Ooh, Calm! I told you that level 13 Jax is gonna cause a lot of damage on Mitsura again, but was spotted out by Bluff. X. Zai being able to get the kill onto Aatrox and onto all the front lines actually. Play jumping in under turret. He does go golden, but Varus still goes 6 feet underground. No chain of corruption, no piercing arrow, no full-on damage, but now Bluff X, the only one left onto the rift. Well, that's still alive. So Mirmo and Margot is chasing him down, but he's too far away, and the Baron is up. Might as well cover as much ground as we can. Kha'Zix was able to secure that Drake, and now NAOS will be able to get the Baron as well. Talk about map presence from Manila NAOS here.
No one went down there, and they executed that team fight perfectly off the back of Calm's play. Calm went in, activates the counter strikes, puts up the stasis, and the moment he came out of stasis, got a massive triple stun. Let's take a look at what happened there. Again, it's Calm's pathing that was key to this victory. Look at NAOS all grouped up in the top side. Calm comes in from the bottom side, gets in the middle of 4 people. He gets stunned up, pops the golden, but another fight breaking through here, Yuko.
They don't care about our analysis, they only want to fight. That's even jumping again for Fate at the front line. He does become golden, he's gonna be safe and a-okay. But NAOS deliberately knocking onto the base of Invade. Azrael taking quite the damage. A fresh wave of Baron buff minions is present in Invade's mid lane. You have Piercing Arrow to clear that out, but again, here is Aatrox. Mitsura at the back line trying to be sneaky, but there is no target that was secured. At the very least, they will be able to push from the mid and maybe put some damage on the Baron lane turret as well.
The amount of damage that Mirmo dishes out right now is scary, but there goes the Hexic Ultimatum on the top lane.
Ooh, Hexic Ultimatum, yes, but there's also the Kha'Zix from Fate. Wow! What was that damage being taken by X? And that is the kill going over to Kha'Zix. That was initially because of Mitsura, but that's okay. If your teammate gets it, it is a team win. Now, Fate gets a kill on the Varus as well. Knockout planting on the 2, but Calm is still very, very tanky. Margot is there to finish off the kill, but what happened there was NAOS finished off the game. Manila NAOS secures game number 1.